Blessings, Divine Reflection. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Idalis and I'm a healer and psychic intuitive, and on this channel we talk about deep esoteric topics, and I like to give you practical tools to help you along your spiritual journey. Today we are taking this quite literally, as I'm going to give you my 5 must-have spiritual items that I feel like I can't live without. I'm also going to be sprinkling in some tips for starting a spiritual journey. But if you are a more advanced spiritual practitioner, I also will be talking about spiritual practices that I've incorporated into my daily life through these items. So, the first thing I have on my list is fancy incense holders. Now I know what you're thinking. Really? Like, that sounds a little superficial. But the thing is it's not. Pretty things are scientifically proven to improve your mood and make you happier. So that's one. So we've all bought that wooden boat for $2 at our metaphysical bookstore, but that's just not cutting it anymore. Incense gets on the desk, incense gets on the floor, and you're constantly having to clean up. With the wooden boat, for instance, okay, first of all, it's pretty. Second of all, you light the incense in either one of the holes and it stays in the boat. And there's also a space for cones. Look at that. Make sure that you burn your cones on the little platform that comes in the cone box, because it will ruin your surfaces. Also, if you ever wanted to bring this outside, like travel with you, this swinging door opens, so the incense you light can just go onto the floor, and then you don't have to like carry a dirty incense box with you, right? So the door opens, and then there's also a space for storage. I got this for less than $20 on Prabhuji's Gifts on Etsy. The details. Also, if you are more interested in cones, you could purchase a backflow incense burner. And then next up we have this gorgeous Hamsa. Okay, it's been well loved, but she's just so pretty. You light the incense in the middle and it falls into the bowl, and it just elevates the experience of lighting incense. And the experience of lighting incense is a valued one, okay? It brings nature into the indoors, and you can light incense with all types of intentions to fill your mind, body, and spirit with. I got this at my job, my old job, discounted for like $10. And then also I have this really cute cauldron for witchy vibes. It's super practical because what you can do in dishes like these, in charcoal dishes or abalone shells like this, or soapstone dishes, is you can buy resin, which is concentrated incense. It's what incense is made of, but it's just concentrated forms. You would need activated charcoal. It comes in like packages like this. Then you just light it up. I can show you a demonstration actually. So I'll show you a little piece of what it looks like when you light it. Yeah! And then when you put resin in it, you know, the smoke obviously gets larger. It's perfect for spells you may want to cast. You could also like burn paper, like burn your intentions onto the charcoal. And then I already showed you my abalone shell. She's featured in the altar video. Yeah, perfect for burning sage and all types of, you know, different smudging tools. That's it for my fancy incense holders. Highly recommend. I feel like it elevates my spiritual practice because I feel, I don't know, I just feel elevated, okay? Ooh, and I also have an oil burner over here. I wouldn't say you need that. I've just completely gone off the deep end. Yeah, it's just another tool for you to invite that loving earth energy into your life. All right, next up we have spiritual jewels. Yes. So we'll start with the rings first, because the rings are like what kicked off my love for spiritual jewels, because tumbles are cute, right? You carry them around with them. Maybe you get one of those cute little cages that you know, wear around your neck that you can pop crystals in. Spiritual jewelry helps you to carry just a spiritual connection with you throughout your day, and again, it's kind of just like an elevated experience of connecting with earth energy, connecting with spiritual energy and consciousness, and like raising your vibration and your awareness in a way that's like somewhat discreet, and they're just all really beautiful. So I'm going to show you my favorite ones. The first piece that I ever got was this labradorite ring. It has the triquetra on it. It kind of expanded into the shape of my finger while I was skateboarding it, and it was a really hot day. But you know, she still works. I love her. Labradorite's good for psychic awareness and spiritual protection. And then we have my garnet that has a scorpion. This ring stood out to me obviously for the scorpion. I'm a Scorpio rising, and I love garnet because it encourages one to embrace their innate power, and it's also a creative energy, and precious garnet connects one to spirit guides and angels also. I just want to keep on all my rings. And then the last ring that I just purchased was my Nantan meteorite. So meteorite is a stone that comes from outer space. And so there's like that high cosmic energy there. I like to wear it when I'm channeling messages and want to deepen into a psychic awareness. Ooh, I'm kind of feeling it. I'm feeling the buzz. So yeah, some people want diamonds and designer. I want crystals and spiritual power, because I'm just like so different. Okay, I'm gonna stop being annoying. Okay, now let's move on to the necklaces. I'll start off with this piece. So this is my Mother Mary. It's actually gold-plated brass, and whenever I wear her, I just feel very connected to that kind of motherly, compassionate, like divine love energy, you know, and like I truly do feel that like in me. And then we have my aleques, which are spiritual beads in voodoo and Santeria, African traditions, African religion. This aleke is meant to connect with the goddess Oya, the demigod Oya, who is a goddess that rules my head. I got this necklace really randomly one night on my way to get this like spontaneous tattoo, my belladonna. Didn't end up getting it that night, but I came across this Botanica on Myrtle Avenue on the L in Brooklyn. She gave me two options. It was either this one or a purple one. And I was like, what's the difference? And she was like, this one is Oya and Lazarus. Due to colonization, Christianity has been mixed with voodoo, which I didn't know who that was at the time, but I asked her what it was and she told me it was about healing. And I was like, okay. I go home, I look up who Lazarus is, and he was one of Jesus's disciples and friends in the Bible who Jesus resurrected from the dead. So yeah, I don't feel Lazarus's energy. Like I wouldn't know what that felt like. Yeah, I just feel very powerful when I'm wearing this, and I like the intention or like idea behind like being resurrected and reborn. That's so cool. Okay, next up we have my planetary beads. So there's a bead for each planet on this. Each planet has a gemstone that is associated with it. So there's red coral for I'm not even gonna try to do all the 9 planets. So yeah, I love these when I want to feel connected to the stars. And then I also used to have a gorgeous pair of fluorite malas that broke because I would literally not take them off. It was so easy, like before I went to bed I would just meditate into slumber Like you can meditate with them like in your coat pocket, you know, like on the train. Like they're just so convenient. So yeah, I would also, you know, suggest mala beads for those starting their spiritual journey. If you want to learn more about malas, I have a whole blog post about different ways that I love to meditate, so you should check that out if you're interested. Yeah, I need a new pair of malas ASAP. And then really quickly, I just wanted to show you, like, this is one of my favorite pieces. I got it from Panama. It's just a rope and like some resin. I feel connected to my culture. I also have this beautiful lapis set, which I really love. And then it comes with like matching earrings. So yeah, spiritual jewelry is a must-have spiritual item for me. Like once you buy one piece, you can't not be on the hunt for more for all of eternity. Third on the list, on my list of 5 spiritual must-have items, are scarves. And I'm gonna tell you why. I love scarves, not only because they help me to stay connected to Black heritage and cultural history, but they are also really great for as a tool for protection. So what you would do is say, I remove all negative energy from this veil now, and then you fold it. And then you would say, I ask that this veil protect me from all negative energy. And so it is. And then you would like put it around you. You could also say, I ask that this veil protect me from all outside energies. And so it is. And then tie it, make sure it's tight. So if you are a sensitive being, if you feel like you consider yourself to be an empath, I would highly recommend getting yourself some scarves. These are like cut from old t-shirts. This one was like an old maxi skirt, and they're super inexpensive. Third on my list for must-have spiritual items, plus they're super pretty and super cute. Hello, this is my headscarf. But yeah, it's also acting as a veil for me because there are people preying on my downfall. If you're watching this video, hey! Damn, I feel so sorry for you. And fourth on my list for must-have spiritual items, I listed herbal blends. I guess I would consider myself a green witch, but I don't really like titles. I'm just like a deeply spiritual being, but at all times I will have at least 2 or 3 of these blends at my disposal. So I'm going to list a few that I like to use for smoking, for making teas and tisanes, and then some you can find literally that I also use that you can find literally in your kitchen cabinet that heal you, that have healing properties. For smoking, I usually will have 1 or 2 of these. Mugwort, blue lotus, lavender, or Damiana, of course. I love Damiana. Or sometimes I'll even buy those CBD cigarettes. Listen, kids, smoking will cause harm to your lungs, so you know, everything in moderation. I'll show you where I get my herbal blends. So the store I like to go to is called Flower Power. This is Damiana. We love her, we love her. I'm mixing it with spearmint right now. Spearmint is actually really harsh on the lungs, which is something I learned the hard way. So I started putting this in teas instead. So those are my go-to smoking blends. For drinking, I use spearmint or peppermint leaf. I love rose, I love chamomile, I love burdock root, I love lemon balm. Yeah, and I'll also mix some of like the smoking blends in. Like mugwort is really good for dreaming, enhancing dreams, and blue lotus as well. So I just cast spells in my life. And then in the kitchen, My favorite herbs for like healing the mind, body, and spirit is turmeric. It's a really good one that's good for digestive issues. I also love using cinnamon for protection and also for prosperity. Quick tip, if you clean your stove, that's meant to bring in good prosperity, and if you sprinkle cinnamon on your stove, it's supposed to bring in more abundance into your life. There's thyme, and sesame oil I use, which are really good for protection. If I'm burning a candle, I'll anoint the candle with the oil and put the herbs or on the candle as well. So those are the go-to kitchen herbs that I gravitate toward. You can look up, you know, herbs and their intentions, and literally while you're cooking in your food, you can like think of that intention. Kitchen herbs are definitely a really powerful way to increase spiritual practice in daily life. For all of my beginners on their spiritual journey, there you go. And then 5th on my list, last thing, you guys, it's been a pretty long journey, but we're on our last one. So by now you should know, if you are a subscriber of the channel, by now you should know that every single thing in existence is vibrating with energetic permeance, okay? And when you write things down, you are creating your reality. Literally, I've been carrying a journal and a pen with me since I was a child, okay? Because I would just get hit with like inspiration, and or even in my, you know, teen years and early adult years, like whenever I would get an idea or something to write things down, it was like the start of me manifesting that idea into reality, you know what I mean? And now I've come to realize that that's like a deeply spiritual connection to have. And now how I incorporate journals into my daily practice is by scripting, intentionally creating my reality of things that I want to manifest. I love using a pen and a paper and just being in that vibration, being in that flow, attuning to the frequency that I want to embody, and it works. And I've incorporated this, you know, as a part of my daily routine, my daily practice, and it's just a great way to tap in and tune in. So yeah, that's 5th on my list. Journals and pens are like sacred to me. I have a collection. This is from SMUDGE, by the way. Super cute. Japanese store. Yes, so amazing. We got through everything. I hope that you learned some tips for starting your spiritual journey, that you learned some practices that maybe you weren't aware of before, that you can start incorporating into your life. Stay connected, stay blessed. This meteorite has me feeling away now. Ooh, I'm feeling oof. I'm so glad that you could come join me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite spiritual tool is, and subscribe to this channel. Check out my bio for all of my spiritual offerings, and I will see you next week for a brand new video. Mwah! Bye!